Welcome to our exclusive interview with Liverpool and Senegalese superstar Sadio Mane. He invited me to his home on Merseyside, where he spoke openly and candidly about his career to date, including his journey from the streets of Africa to fulfilling his lifelong dream of becoming a Premier League footballer.
I'm gonna be a football player, but I don't know how. It's the only thing I have been doing, only thing I know, and always training.
What makes Liverpool the perfect fit for him?
Liverpool is different. It's like family. It's the right moment, the right coach, and the right club.
And what he hopes Liverpool can achieve this season.
We are Liverpool. Everything is possible with us, so we're going to try to beat all of them.
Oh, it is an extra special edition of Premier League football today. Welcome one and all. It's all about Mane. And that's why in studio today I've got an individual who knows Sadio very, very well. Journalist and Liverpool supporter, Melissa Reddy. Melissa, welcome.
It's lovely to be here. Great subject matter.
I know, right? Oh, it's so special, especially because as Africans, you know, this is a really special topic to be talking about. An individual who's done so much for African football as well.
Absolutely. I think he's so inspirational. We've seen all the clips there of what a phenomenal footballer he is, but I think it helps that he's such a lovely person as well. Yep. You want him to succeed even more because of that.
When did you first meet Sadio, come across him, talk to him, interview him?
When he signed for Liverpool in the summer of 2016, I did a long piece for him. He was voted one of the 50 best players in the world, which sometimes when you present footballers with stuff like that, it's just like, oh, another one of the awards. But he was genuinely buzzing about it. And that just showed a humility. He was surprised that he was one of the 50 best players in the world, even though he'd been performing so well. And I think, you know, you will have known from your interview as well, he's so accessible and open and friendly and warm, that combine that with his brilliance on the pitch, and you know, I think he's not just one of the best players in the league, but definitely in the world. Yeah,
very humble and very soft-spoken, but he's a completely different personality on the field of play. He really comes alive and quite ferocious, isn't he?
Yeah, you know, with all the things I'm talking about, his niceness and the fact that he is so open and engaging. He has got steely determination as well. And I mean, you have to have that if you want to succeed, especially, you know, he came from a rural village in Senegal, in Bambali, where there was no football pitches or anything like that, played on the street, played wherever he could actually just kick a ball around. Had to leave home at 15 and go to Dakar against his parents' wishes, and ended up going to France without his parents knowing he was in France. He phoned them from there and they didn't want to believe him. So I think, you know, that determination that he had as a kid has never left him, which is why he's so explosive on the pitch.
All right, well, we're going to build on that, actually, and let's hear from Sadio himself as he takes us back to those early days when he started out playing in the streets out in Senegal, and how he made the progression to now living his dream at Liverpool. Hey Sadio, thank you so much for inviting us into your home.
You're welcome.
I'm excited to, you know, just hear about your journey getting here, and I want us to start it off by talking about your time back in Senegal. Now, is it true that your family didn't really want you to become a footballer?
Oh, good question. It was a tough moment for me in Senegal when I was especially young, because I born in village and I grew up there, and there was not, they don't like football, especially my mom and my dad as well, and my uncle. They prefer me to go to school all the time, to study. But that time I was only focusing I want to be a football player. But they always tell me, hey, how can you be a football player? It's not possible. This village is far from Dakar. How you can go? We don't even have family there. But on me, I'm going to be a football player, but I don't know how. It's how it was. and because it's the only thing I have been doing, only thing I know, and always training. But even one time, they never convinced that I'm gonna be football player. Wow. Until they never ever tried to help me until the day I left my school when I was 15, 16. I said now it's enough. I have to stop school, everything. I want to be football player. I will focus. They say, you crazy? How? I say, I don't know, but I will go to Dakar. I don't know no one, but I will go try there to play on the street. Maybe someone can find me. And for them, it's a joke. But one day I pack all my luggage and I stop school and I go. Oh. I don't tell no one, but my best friend knows because I told him. And when this happened, 1 week, no one see me in the house. I'm not going to school. No one see me where I'm. So they try to call everywhere to go to my best friend to make pressure. And finally, he scared a little bit, and he told them he went to Dakar. He go to Dakar. And where exactly? They make big problem. They find me, and they took me from Dakar. It's like 7-8 hours from the capital, my village, and it took me back at home. And I even not going to. I was made to everyone, and I even don't go to school anymore.
So where did this passion come from? You always knew that you wanted to become a footballer.
I think this was on me since I born, because when I was 3, 4, only football was in my head. Sometimes until I got 10 years, nothing changed. Only football. But the strange thing is, all my family, no one played football before. Especially in the village, it's not easy because no good pitch, and I have been playing in the street until 15, 16 years. And the school, we make a tournament as well. This tournament pushed me to go to school. If not, I will even never go to school. Wow. But every year we have tournament in school. So they said, okay, the boys who didn't come to school, they're not included, so I have to be in school all the time. I think this was a good idea. Yeah. That's why I was in school.
Wow.
That's why school kept me until, I can say,
until you were about 15.
Yeah, 16. And because of this tournament. So yeah, I didn't regret today why I didn't go to school, of course. But if I will advise, I will tell them always school, yeah, and practice football at the same time, because it will help you so much.
Now that you're representing Senegal, what does that mean for you, and why is it so important for you to do that?
First of all, football is my everything. And also, Senegal is a football country. People love football so much. And also, I'm from village, and it was my dream. So I think this is the big pressure for me, because, yeah, of course, football sometimes you think about money, but for me, the first target was not that. It was to win personal trophies and collective trophies. And I think that make today the pressure on myself, on my back. So.
And wearing that captain's armband?
I think also it's a big motivation, and it's also important for yourself to show a good example, especially in or out of the pitch, because it's also responsibility to take captainship. And today I'm captain for Senegal, and also another great motivation for me to give everything to make them proud, and to show the way also for the other lights.
What is it like when you go to Senegal? What's the welcome like?
It changed a few years ago. I remember that time when I went to Senegal, people doesn't know me, so I can live, I can walk a street on the round, but now it's not the same. Now when I'm in Senegal, always I have the first things I try to do, because I'm still living with my family. I love family, so my mom, my sisters, my cousin. And yeah, but it's not easy, because all the time, sometimes my mom say, please, please go, people, we want to rest. So many people in the house, but it's always nice.
Do you think it's because of Premier League football? Because a lot of people watch it, right? Yeah,
of course. I think Premier League, everybody, everywhere in the world watch football. Not even Senegal only. You can see everywhere. I go to America or Greece or everywhere. I can't walk normally. Everybody want picture. Sadio, hey, something incredible.
What teams do most fans in Senegal support from the Premier League?
Oh, Manchester United.
Really?
The wrong team, wrong team, but still so famous in Senegal.
Oh, wow. What's your earliest memory of Premier League football when you were still growing up, when you were out in Senegal?
Oh, good question. Of course, when I was young, I have been always watching Premier League for sure, like all the African boys, because for me it was a dream to play in this league, because it's one of the best in the world. So, and I saw a few players, few great players like Eto'o, last moment, Drogba as well, and Adebayor, Michael Essien, Okocha, Kanu, everyone. For us as African boys, and for us to inspire to them. And finally, I can say the dream became true, and now we play in the best league in the world. For sure, we enjoying to play here, and yeah, of course, try to do our best to make the other boys, African young, proud, and to tell them everything is possible, and to fight to achieve their dreams.
Oh, it's a special story, isn't it, Melissa? And I mean, I think a lot of African footballers can most certainly relate to that tough start where you're playing in conditions where you don't quite have the ideal conditions to hone your skills.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, he just grew up playing street football, and without any sort of tactical awareness or knowledge or anything like that. He's got to go 500 miles to Dakar, and he actually arrives for trials with very old torn boots, and he didn't even have football shorts. He had like normal shorts on, and one of the coaches looked at him and said, "Are you sure you're meant to be here? You know, what are those you're playing in? You don't even have proper football shorts. You know, I think you're wasting your time." And he said, "Please, you know, I've come with the best I've got, and I just want to show myself. I just want to show you what I can do." After 15 minutes, the same coach went to him and said, "That's it. I'm signing you up. You're on my team. If you can do this without any proper equipment, imagine what you can do, you know, if you have proper boots, shorts, and with the right training and guidance." And he has been, for Generation Foot, which was the academy doing that trial, they've seen quite a few players go on to the Premier League, but he is their star pupil. They all still keep in contact with him. They buzz about him. And I think one of the things that was so touching about his story is when he went from his Bambali to Dakar with his uncle, he didn't actually know anyone in Dakar. It was a shot in the dark that they were taking. But this family that, you know,
took him in.
They sort of loosely knew his family. And despite them not having any money and stuff, they wanted to help him with his dreams. So they took him in, and until he went to Metz, they practically looked after him, provided for him. And, you know, till this day, he still goes on about them, and all of them are well taken care of by him, but it's a lovely story.
It is, isn't it? And then, of course, hearing that his parents are saying you can't really make a living from football. They didn't see it as a real career.
Yeah, I mean, we know in Africa the amount of young boys that get sold this dream of you're going to end up in Europe, you're going to become a professional footballer, only to go and get stranded elsewhere, you know, by unscrupulous people. So African parents always have that fear. And I think when you do come from a disadvantaged background, your parents want you to have the best sort of future possible, and that's based on education. His family were quite religious as well, so they wanted him to go through the religious educational route. And it wasn't just his parents who thought he was being silly thinking he could become a footballer, but a lot of people in the village, even though they said to him he was the best player, they all said, Europe, that's too far from here.
That's an impossible dream.
Yeah, that's too far from here. That's not going to happen.
When you hear that, he says he doesn't even know when this dream started. You know, he just always knew that he wanted to become a footballer. This is an individual who was born a footballer, and that's why it just seems so seamless when he's playing.
Yeah, I think his parents said from about 2 or 3 years he was inseparable with the ball. Yeah. And as much as they tried to divorce him and the ball and him and football, they just couldn't get it out of his system. He was desperate to play. And I don't think you can actually shake, if you're passionate about football, I don't think you can shake it out of someone. And it's so natural to him. He plays with such joy and enthusiasm. And I think that's, you know, he's carried that through all the way to his career from the time he was a kid. And he laughs about it now, saying, you know, now when he goes back to Senegal, everyone's like, we knew you'd make it, we knew you'd make it. And he's like, you told me Europe was far away.
Yeah, I remember those days. And now he says, I mean, would you say that this is the pinnacle of his career? He says he's living his absolute dream, because so many people all across the globe know about Premier League football. They know it's the toughest, most competitive league in the world. And from the longest time, he'd remember, you know, some of his star players and how people support the Premier League.
Yeah, he said, you know, he grew up watching Premier League football and idolizing these players, imagining he was El Hadji Diouf, and, you know, he was rattling off all these names. And he said it still surprises him when he's in Senegal and he sees people with the Sadio Mane shirt, because he's now the idol. But, I mean, yeah, he's loved all around the world. Liverpool have such a massive fan base. He's got his own song. He's got banners on the Kop.
Yep.
When he scored in the Merseyside derby in the 96th minute at Goodison Park, he got another song after that, a Christmas carol. So, yeah, I think people have taken to him, because you can see that he leaves everything on the pitch, and that you can see off the pitch he's a genuinely good person.
People have taken to him, and he has taken to life in the Premier League.